On the news this afternoon, PDP splits as two acting national chairmen emerge. Presidency silent 24 hours after bandits attack Nigeria Defense Academy. Family of final year student of Rivers State University shot dead by another student last week says gun found on him was planted. On the foreign scene, World Bank freezes funding for Afghanistan. I am Ifeimi Andrew. The PDP appears to have been split with the emergence of two acting national chairmen, the two deputy national chairmen of the party, Yemi Akinwumi from the south and Senator Suleiman Nassif from the north, and separate announcements yesterday claimed to be party's acting national chairman. Akinwumi made the announcement citing Section 35B of the party's constitution to support his action.
Our attention has been drawn to yesterday evening court order, which purportedly restrained our national chairman, Prince Uche Secondus, from ceremony presiding over meetings of the national organ of the party. It's not more making. In the foregoing circumstance, as the Deputy National Chairman South, after due consultation and in the exercise of aforesaid power, hereby deeming fit and proper to postpone the National Working Committee meeting earlier scheduled for today till further notice to allow broader consultation in overall interest of our party.
While Akinwumi is said to be loyal to Governor Nyesom Wike, Nassif has the support of the suspended national chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, whom the court sacked on Monday. Meanwhile, more stories have emerged as to why the position of Uche Secondus as PDP national chairman was challenged in court. Our correspondent gathered that it followed the alleged cancellation of the party's convention slated for October during the party's national executive meeting last week. The aggrieved party members in the state saw it as a violation of the agreement reached with the PDP governors and stakeholders. It was also gathered that Mr. Secondus was suspended from the party in his ward on August 8 based on anti-party activities and as such cannot function as the party's national chairman. Moving on, it is more than 24 hours since the attack on Nigeria's foremost military university, the Nigeria Defense Academy. Curiously, there is deafening silence from the presidency. Neither the president and commander-in-chief nor any of his media aides have made any official comments about the incident. Many have called it a national embarrassment. Correspondent Philip Uwele is at the Villa for today's FEC meeting, where we expect to hear officially from government officials. Away from that, police said the court clash in Kanaleko government area of Rivers State on Monday left at least 3 people dead. A statement from the police PRO Namdi Omoni said it was 3 persons that was killed. SP Omoni gave the names of the victims as Namene Kialede from Louis, Mwaka Ikara and Kinsley Bone. He said no arrest has been made, but efforts are on to get the perpetrators. Still ahead, family of final year student of Rivers State University shot dead by another student last week says gun found on his body was planted. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Family of the final year student of Rivers State University, Zondu Chimena, shot dead by another student last week, says the gun found on his body was planted. His mother, Josephine Amechi, told correspondent Martha Okiri that she wants the police to tell the truth about the discovery of the gun.
Somebody that is dead, they are carrying him up and down. If there is gun in his neck, the gun will come out. Somebody might have seen the gun. It's after some minutes, they said they drove to Mpolu police station. They said, okay, the brothers are here, let's search him. They removed the shoe, they removed his stockings. As police removed the bed, hey, look at gun, there's gun in his neck. At that point, nobody wants to know that. The only thing they're saying is with gun, is a parties. That's why they shoot that shot by as this is a foul. I'm saying that it's not my son that put that gun in his neck. Whosoever that put that gun, is God that to judge him. Oh God!
Recall that the police had said it found a pistol on the dead student as he was about to be taken into the mortuary. Some residents of Mile 2 and 3 in Diop axis of Rivers State have accused PHEDC of extortion. They say the way PHEDC officials bring overestimated bills to customers in the area is a deliberate attempt to put them in perpetual darkness. They also urged management to urgently review their recent policy of disconnecting residents who pay more than half of the estimated bill served on them. Some of them spoke with correspondent Soebi Ruwari.
NEPA no dey try. Go pay, we no go see the light. The whole job like this now, we no dey see the light. Now we dey make arrangement to protest. We need prepaid. Make we know wetin we dey pay for. NEPA abeg, una respond to us. Or else take una light, make una go.
We condemn the extortion conducted by Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company. This is a case where people are not given light, but they are forced to pay NEPA bill. With the use of one, this extortion is on the highest order. As residents of Maitre would condemn it in its entirety, and we want NEPA, we want Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company to review their policy, else we will take on mass action.
They are just billing us without giving us light. Every month, it's either they take their light or they give us prepaid.
NEPA will not come to your place with police, army, to frighten you. They will not tell you, bring your bill. When you bring your bill, they tell you pay, but it is underpayment. I've not heard about that.
Responding, the spokesman of PHEDC, Livingstone Coco, denied the allegation and advised the affected customers to officially complain to their office.
We are not aware. We don't know if they, as long as they are complaining, they've not written officially, because if they have, then we must have, engage them so that we study the situation. Because we don't get into a cat and dog fight with customers. So let us see how we can treat it as a family issue. Then let us approach each other. Yes, we are the service providers. If the thing should change, they should come to us and let's discuss. It's only when we have not reached a common ground, or it's only when we are briefly used to attend to the issue that they can now escalate the issue. That's my take on it, so that we are doing things differently in PHEDC.
The national president of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights in Edo State, Osagio Bayuana, says the order by Edo State government for residents to show evidence that they've taken at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine before they can be allowed to attend churches, mosques, banks, any other large gathering is an abuse of human rights and cannot work. In an interview with Nigeria Info, he said there are no vaccines enough for the population and the government lacks the manpower to effect the directive, even if it wanted to.
It's an extreme measure. It portrays a level of panic that is, in my view, totally unjustifiable. The violation of the rights of the people in many respects, principal among which is the basic tenet of healthcare delivery. To me, it's totally unjustifiable. For workers who are paid their salaries through their bank accounts, you say they cannot have access to their phone unless they show certificate that they have been vaccinated. It's compulsion. The right to religious belief and practice is a constitutional right.
Mr. Bayuana, who is also a former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Edo State, said the order by the government can be seen as indirectly compelling people to take the COVID vaccine.
The whole thing is an empty post. I don't even see the state possessing the administrative facilities. Do we even have the vaccinations?
In business, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission has announced plans to start the process for a new revenue sharing formula for the federal, state and local governments. RMAFC Chairman Elias Mba made the announcement at a press briefing in Abuja.
The Commission is highly determined to produce within the shortest possible time a new revenue sharing formula that will be fair, just and equitable to the three tiers of government. The Commission has programmed to complete this review process by the end of 2021. I call on the media and indeed all Nigerians to be part of this current exercise by making relevant inputs that will enrich the exercise and give their unalloyed support to the Commission to achieve its desired goal.
The new revenue sharing formula is expected to be implemented by the end of 2021, 28 years after the Commission conducted a review. In entertainment, Nigerian comedian Basketmouth has opened up about his alleged beef with AY. During a recent interview on Ebuka Obi-Uchendu's Black Box interview series on Bounce Radio, Basketmouth said he fell out with his fellow comedian because he messed with loyalty. Basketmouth also clarified that he and AY are not friends, but remain cordial. In sports, former Juventus chairman Giovanni Coboli Gigli has called on the club to rectify the mistake of signing Cristiano Ronaldo by selling him as soon as possible. Juve paid a club record of £99 million to bring Ronaldo from Real Madrid in the summer of 2018.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The World Bank has halted funding for projects in Afghanistan after the Taliban seized control of the country. It cited concerns over how the Taliban's takeover will impact the country's development prospects, especially for women. The move comes just days after the International Monetary Fund (IMF) suspended payments to Afghanistan. The Biden administration has also frozen the assets of Afghanistan's central bank that are held in the U.S. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden says the U.S. is on track to meet a 31st of August deadline for evacuations, despite previous calls from allies for an extension. The Taliban is assisting with evacuation.
Is another day we know that ISIS-K is seeking to target the airport and attack both U.S. and allied forces and innocent civilians. Additionally, thus far, the Taliban have been taking steps to work with us so we can get our people out. But it's a tenuous situation. We're already had some gunfighting break out. We run a serious risk of it breaking down as time goes on.
Mr. Biden said the airlift had to come to an end soon because of an increasing threat from the Islamic group in Afghanistan. Humanitarian aid will continually be made available for Afghan refugees.
Commitment to the Afghan people and supported a proposal by the Secretary General Guterres of the United Nations-led international response with unfettered humanitarian access in Afghanistan. We talked about our mutual obligation to support refugees and evacuees currently fleeing Afghanistan. The United States will be a leader in these efforts, and we'll look to the international community and to our partners to do the same.
This afternoon, you heard that the PDP appears to have been split with the emergence of two acting national chairmen. The presidency is still silent 24 hours after bandits attacked the Nigerian Defense Academy. Family of final year student of Rivers State University shot dead by another student last week says gun found on his body was planted. On the foreign scene, you heard that the World Bank has stopped funding for Afghanistan. The news was edited by Choma Ezema. For contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit our website at www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon. My name is Efthimi Andrew. Thank you for listening.